Please take your seats. The show is about to begin. Please take your seats. The show is about to begin. Please take your seats. The show is about to begin. Good evening. It's time for the James Beard Foundation's 2026 Media Awards. Good evening, and welcome to the 2026 James Beard Awards, presented by American Express and Resy, in association with Chicago O'Hare and Midway International Airports. Our premier sponsors are Aquapana Natural Spring Water, San Pellegrino Sparkling Natural Mineral Water. Our supporting sponsors are Schooner Bay Salmon, Windstar Cruises. Additional support is provided by Cargo Crew, Christo International, Ecolab, Gerard Bertrand Group, Kendall College at National Louis University, Lingua Franca, McCormick for Chefs, Plugra Premium European Style Butter, 7 Rooms, Sodexo, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and Verterra Dinnerware. And our official media partner, Bon Appetit. Official destination partner, Choose Chicago, and proud host, Illinois Restaurant Association. Please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of the James Beard Foundation, Claire Reichenbach.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome indeed to the 2026 James Beard Media Awards. It is a delight to be with you all here in such an elegant new venue here at the Art Institute. It really is beautiful. This year, we're celebrating the 40th year of the James Beard Foundation, and it's incredible to reflect on how the media landscape has evolved over the last 4 decades. We are living in interesting times, for sure, and the level of disruption and change is undeniable. But what absolutely endures is the appetite and the need for compelling stories that ground us in our shared humanity. Whether it's a recipe, a podcast, a reality show, a documentary, or a long-form current affairs article, food stories are human stories. Food and drink have always been more than mere subjects of consumption. They are a potent lens through which we examine culture and history, health, economics, climate, identity, equity, and more. So to cover food well is in many ways to cover humanity itself. And with the proliferation of platforms, formats, and voices, and in an age of algorithms and AI, there is no shortage of food content. But what is at a premium is trust, is depth, is expertise and authenticity. And that is what we are honoring tonight. Your commitment to rigor, curiosity, courage, context, creativity, and craft. Tonight, we recognize and celebrate the standard of excellence that you have achieved, and I congratulate you all. I also wish to thank the many deeply committed people who help bring these awards into being each year. Our board of trustees, led by Nancy Lukic. Is Nancy here? Thank you, Nancy. Are all volunteer committees and judges who dedicate so much time and energy into this work every year. Please give them a round of applause, too. Our James Beard Foundation staff, my wonderful team, our community of donors, individuals, and corporate partners, and especially our new presenting sponsor, American Express and Resy. We are so grateful. We are so grateful and excited for this new partnership and the many opportunities to support the industry that lie ahead together. And as always, I want to express our heartfelt thanks to the proud hosts at Choose Chicago and the Illinois Restaurant Association. Thank you so much for your sustained support and true partnership. And finally, I'd like to thank all the Knicks fans who are here this evening. Go Knicks. And of course, the Spurs fans. It is a big night all round. Go Knicks. Since it's the Media Awards, I also want to share some breaking news with you all. This year, we are proud to introduce a new tradition and a nod to the analog revolution, no less. An official James Beard Awards plaque, thank you so much. A beautiful new plaque for every winner to complement the iconic medallion. This plaque is designed to be displayed publicly, allowing winners to share this recognition with their communities, with their guests, teams, and future generations, extending the impact of this honor far beyond tonight's ceremony. It's very beautiful. It's quite heavy as well. Okay, so now on with the show. I want to welcome a very good friend of the foundation, a good friend of mine, to the stage now. He personifies our mission of good food for good. An incredible chef and media talent who uses his voice and his platform to push for a better world. He's a 4-time James Beard Media Award winner, 4-time Emmy winner, and UN Goodwill Ambassador, not to mention a brilliant storyteller for the culinary community. So please give a very warm welcome to your host this evening, Andrew Zimmern.
Thank you, Claire. This is what you have to do when you get to be a certain age. I used to have to use these to read the prompter. Now I have to use them to read this, but I see the prompter absolutely clearly. The wonders of technology. It truly is a thrill to be here for the 40th anniversary of the James Beard Foundation. You know, of all the ceremonies going on this weekend, this one is my favorite for many reasons, because everyone here, myself included, is a ridiculous food nerd. It's not enough for those of us here to know that the pasta we're buying is made from freshly hand-milled flour. We need to know which specific grain was used, which region in Italy it hailed from, what tool was used to harvest it, which pasta shape makes the most sense for it, which sauce pairs the best with it, so on and so forth. We are obsessive. If we make a batch of cookies, we want to know why the edges aren't as brown as they were in the previous batch, whether baking soda or baking powder might have made a difference, whether light brown sugar or dark brown sugar could improve their flavor, obviously dark brown, and how much we really need to spend on good quality chocolate. We are neurotic. Just when we think we've crossed the T's and dotted the I's on the essay about our grandmother's oatmeal, we have to go back and reread the opening paragraph for the 12th time. That is certainly me in spades, to make sure we've captured the look and feel and smell of her kitchen, to make sure we wrote about her dentures in a glass. This is a creepy line. Dentures in a glass, I just got to tell you, every time I read it. Dentures in a glass next to the sink, and the way she would rub the cinnamon between her fingers before sprinkling it on top redeemed itself. It's a love of details, the obsession required to tell a full story that makes the work we're celebrating tonight so essential. It takes a food nerd to produce the kind of work that makes an impact in this industry and this world, especially given the times that we live in. I'm honored to count myself among you. Now, on to the first category of the evening, one that I hold very close to my heart, books. Even as our work moves across, yes, give it up for books. Even as our work moves across multi-platform formats, books still end up where they've always been, on a kitchen counter, cooked from, splattered, annotated, tucked with family recipes, and then passed on to someone else so they can add their own layer of story. So let's begin the book portion of the evening with the award for beverage with recipes, and here are the nominees.
The Madrusin Cocktail Companion, Michael Madruson and Zara Madruson. Soju Party, Irene Yu. Three Cheers, Caitlin Stewart.
And the winner is Soju Party.
Oh my God, I feel very overwhelmed to be the first award up. Thank you so much to Andrew Zimmern. Thank you so much to the James Beard Foundation. I wrote this book because I wanted to share about how Korean drinking is all about sharing and community. Like, we always pour for each other. We always have to have tons of food. And it's so important to make sure that we are all taking care of each other and that we are all well fed. And when writing this book, I really wanted to make sure that I not only introduce like Korean alcohol to a new audience, a new Western audience, but also share my own taste memories through all the different recipes, and also hopefully to sort of imagine like what it might become for future generations. So on that note, I wanted to thank my community. I really want to thank all the people who've given me so many opportunities along the way to share about Korean food and Korean drinking. Want to thank my agent, Daniel Spetkov, for helping me enter the book industry, and also everyone at Knopf for making this book, especially my editor, Tom Pold, who really made sure that I got to write the book that I wanted to make, as well as Lexi, Melissa, Elka, Sarah, and then I want to make sure that I thank my extended family, who are all of my drinking partners and my drinking mentors. And lastly, I want to thank my partner and husband, Nick. In the past year, we made a book, we made a bar, and we made a baby. So thank you so much. Konbae, cheers, and soju shots for everyone.
And now, beverage without recipes. And the nominees are
The Obituary Cocktail, Sue Strachan. Wine Pairing for the People, Cha McCoy with Layla Schlack. Wine Simple, Perfect Pairings, Aldo Som with Christine Mulkey.
And the winner is Wine Pairings for the People.
Okay, I told Layla I was not the nervous one, so trying to be reserved. First of all, thank you, God, for preparing a table for me in the presence of my enemies. To my parents, Toni and Gwen, for instilling in me from birth that I was chosen, and for never silencing my big ideas. To my brother, Chu, thanks for being my best friend. I love you. To my co-author, Layla, thanks for saying yes to being on this journey with me. My agent, Rika, from David Black, for believing in my voice was worth sharing with the world. To my publisher, Harvest HarperCollins, for supporting my vision that equitable wine is the future of wine. For the photography team under the direction of Clay Williams, thank you. And thank you, James Beard Foundation, for acknowledging this book and recognizing that it is important for us that wine is for everyone, even if we didn't grow up with wine at our table. This book was inspired by challenging the journey, my challenging journey within wine. Once I learned how the industry delegitimized wine for Black people and other marginalized folks and our contributions, it was important for me to make sure that our voices, our regions, and our history was shown. And this book was my way to introduce that to the world from my own personal journey. Yes. So thank you to this book, an award is for every Black person in wine who came before me, who may not have the opportunity to receive awards or get the media attention. To my original wine mentor, Eric White from the winery in Harlem, a small wine shop that gave me the voice and hope that something in wine can still come from someone not from Europe, that we also have voices with, even though we have colonial legacies in this industry. Whether your job is a sommelier, a sales rep, a wine retailer, tasting room manager, winemaker, vineyard worker, wine brand owner, or wine writer, I see you, I am you, I thank you. Shout out to Harlem. Thanks, everyone.
For books that delve deep into food issues and advocacy, the nominees are
Eating Behind Bars, Leslie Sobel, Alex Bazensky, and Aishatu Youssef. The Lobster Trap, Greg Mercer. What to Eat Now, Marion Nessel.
Eating Behind Bars.
Wow. This is an extraordinary honor. The journey that led to Eating Behind Bars began almost 9 years ago when Impact Justice realized there was yet another harm of mass incarceration that we and others had mostly overlooked. Eating Behind Bars tells the story of prison food systems that harm the health and dignity of millions of people every year and how we can change those systems. This weekend, we all honor efforts to bring healthy, delicious, often remarkable food into people's lives. Food in prison is none of those things. That's not an accident. It is a choice, and we can make different choices. We will celebrate this award by breaking bread with family and friends, and that is something incarcerated people, sadly, cannot share in. As president of Impact Justice, I'm deeply grateful to the New Press and Diane Wachtel for believing in this book, to lead author Leslie Sobel, to my colleague Dr. Aishatu Youssef, to Jennifer Trone and to Jennifer Kaplan, and all the Impact Justice staff, consultants, and funders who made the book possible, and especially the people whose experience of eating behind bars fuels and guides our work. Also, this is a tremendous honor to have been nominated along with the other books in our category who are also doing incredible work. May this book shine a bright light on this quiet inhumanity that most people in prison and jail experience every time they sit down to a meal. It may accelerate efforts nationwide to provide the food they deserve. Thank you.
The people in this room know the power of food and food systems to nourish, to connect, to provide meaning, and to show care. And as we sit here, there are over 2 million people right now who are incarcerated in prisons, jails, immigration detention facilities, and other carceral facilities nationwide who are experiencing food as a weapon. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation for deeming this issue worthy of attention in the culinary world. And I hope that all of the chefs and media folks and others in the culinary space will join us in the fight for good food for truly everyone.
We are now departing Chicago for points further afoot on this next award. The nominees for international are
Ghana to the world. Eric Ajupong with Quarcia Wilson. Kin, Marie Mitchell. Thai, Nat Taipun.
Kin.
I'm very British, and so typically did not write a speech for this because, anyway. I basically wanted to write this book because I really wanted to create space for a cuisine that is truly global, that does not sit globally enough. And it's an absolute honor that I get to be a representative of that. So thank you so much to everyone at the James Beard Foundation for this absolute honor. I also really want to thank Richard, who went from being my editor to an incredible friend and a huge mentor. Millie, my agent, for absolutely letting me dream that I could reach the sky and beyond. To Melanie and Gabby for absolutely seeing the faith. My dad for being my rock here on earth. To my brother Richard and my mum Barbara. This award sits within the birth of my mother and the death of my brother, who are both woven in these pages. And it is an absolute honor that I get to call them ancestors for my beautiful baby girl, Marcy. Honestly, Mummy did it. To my partner in crime, Danny, I could not have done this if you had not made sure that you were an absolute rock for both me and our daughter and for guiding her so beautifully in life. It is an honor to be parenting with you. To the ancestors and for paving the way for every single person that looks like me and deserves to be in spaces like this. Thank you so much.
Our next presenter grew up in Chicago, where she got her first library card at what is now the Chicago Cultural Center. Please welcome the chair of the Book Awards Committee, Genevieve Villamura.
As a daughter of Chicago and the daughter of Filipino immigrants to this beautiful city, I have to shout out my mom, Grace, my dad, Winifredo, and my beautiful sister, Nicole, who are in the audience. Thank you, Andrew. I vividly remember getting my first public library card and how excited I was to sign my name. It was the beginning of my lifelong love affair with books. I am obsessed with books, especially books about food. Reading this year's entries, I marveled at the way the nominated authors told profound, complex, and immersive stories about food, focusing on a specific ingredient or technique, or what it's like for an immigrant family to cook their heritage food in a new country. My favorite cookbooks make me feel like the author is standing in the kitchen with me, holding my hand and whispering words of encouragement. I'll never tire of that magic. The next award celebrates authors whose own story is just beginning. They may not yet have a wide following, but their work points to what's coming. The Emerging Voice Book Award winner is Ozo Soko for Chop Chop.
Hi, everyone. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation. Thank you to the Books Subcommittee. Thank you, God. Thank you to my late father. Thank you to my mom. No one in my family believes that today my work is with food because I didn't eat for the first 9 years of my life. So for all those people in your lives who don't love food yet, there's hope. I am thrilled to be here sharing the gospel of Nigerian cuisine and culture. First thanks goes to James Ransom, my friend and photographer, without whom Chop Chop would not be possible. James did so much to help me along the process, came to Nigeria, helped me find all the help that I needed. Huge thanks to Anne McBride, who I met in 2020, who kind of introduced me to my agent, Jonah Strauss. Thank you very much, Jonah, for your advice, for your guidance. Chop Chop was a very different book, but I'm so thrilled with what it has turned out to be. Huge thanks to my children, Jedediah, Rehoboam, Danny, my tasters, grocery shoppers, the works. Thanks to my siblings. Thanks to Judy Prey and the amazing team at Artisan Books for believing in Chop Chop. Thanks to my Canadian publishers, Appetite at Penguin Random House. Thanks to my Nigerian publishers. Thanks to my editors, Zoe, Kathy, and to Egosa and Auli. Thanks to my friends, Naomi Dogood, Rayo, Hawadati Garba, who were with me throughout the process. I hope that Chop Chop continues to be a light, and I'll encourage you to buy your copies or ask for it in your libraries. Thank you very much.
I thought I could escape, but I have something else to do. Our next presenter made the transition this year from online culinary influencer to cookbook author. Her hundreds of thousands of followers love her for the way she makes complicated recipes look simple and the heartfelt way she talks about her food and her life. No wonder her book is called By Heart. Please welcome Hailee Catalano.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. It's such a thrill to be here at the James Beard Media Awards. Not only is it my first time at the award ceremony, it's my first time being nominated for a James Beard Book Award. My background, thank you. My background, besides being a trained professional chef, is in creating recipes that I share on Instagram and TikTok. So making the transition into books was a bit of a leap, but the fact that we're here tonight means the leap was worth it. The nominees for literary writing are
Dirty Kitchen, Jill Domatak. The Last Sweet Bite, Michael Shake. Strong Roots, Olia Hercules.
And the winner is The Last Sweet Bite.
Holy shit. I'm gonna read from this because I will screw it up. Let me get here. It's an honor to have this. I thank my parents, my wife, my sister, my brother, my agent, my editor, and the wonderful people at Crown for taking the chance on me, and I thank the James Beard Foundation for this. This award is profound for a book like mine. We live in a world marred by spineless, corrupt politicians, insecure men who think protecting civilians on the battlefield is woke and weak. Code for black, brown, feminine, queer, indigenous. Code for white men saying they only have the right to say who lives and who dies in this world. Here's the thing though. For every dictator, for every authoritarian, for every war criminal, there is someone somewhere, there's a community somewhere finding ways to fight back, and food is one of them. Strong Roots, Dirty Kitchen, The Last Sweet Bite. These books show that cooking your food, that cooking our food, is a fuck you to the people who are trying to erase you and your food culture. Food tells the truth. Again, I'm honored to have this. Thank you.
The next category is all about books that help the home cook hone their professional cooking skills along with their knives. The nominees for books on professional and restaurant are
Cook Like a King, Melissa King and J.J. Good. House of Nanking, Kathy Fang, Peter Fang, and Emily Timberlake. Russ and Daughters, Nikki Russ Federman, Josh Russ Tupper, and Joshua David Stein.
And the winner is Cook Like a King.
Wow, thank you. JJ, come over here. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation. This is really a big honor. I trained in Michelin kitchens, and I just never imagined that there'd be a day where I would have my own cookbook that had my grandmother's Shanghainese lionhead meatballs, 1,000-year-old duck eggs, a ginseng soup with a black chicken. Thank you to my editors for letting me do that. But these were the foods that I grew up eating, and they were the foods that I made for my own family when I was a kid, standing on a stool, stir-frying vegetables in a giant wok. But for a long time, I kept them very separate from my professional career. And a lot of these dishes did show up in my lunchbox, and I very much got made fun of for them. And I think a part of me just thought that they'd be a little misunderstood. And Cook Like a King was a way for me to celebrate these dishes and to celebrate the foods of my culture and to kind of bring those worlds together, but also to celebrate all the parts of me. And so I'm so proud of this book. I'm proud of the entire team that helped bring it together and bring it to life. Thank you to my incredible co-writer, JJ Good. He helped really get the recipes out of my head, and half the time I was like, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They'll figure it out, and he'd respond with, no, they're not going to figure it out. That's not how this works. Thank you to my editors, Kelly Snowden, Claire Yee, the 10-Speed team. Thank you for trusting me with this book and just allowing me to really fully express myself. I was given a lot of creative freedom, maybe a little too much at times. Thank you to my agent, Sabrina Tights, for also dealing with me, and to the photographers, Ed Anderson and Ashley Batts, Lillian Kang, Callan Hum, Ginger Chan, my family, and everyone who supported the book and the vision. This award belongs to all of us. Thank you.
Sometimes you want a cookbook that covers everything, and other times you want a cookbook that covers one particular thing. The nominees for single subject are
Homemade ramen. Show space. The Japanese art of pickling and fermenting. Yoko Nakazawa. Morgenstern's finest ice cream. Nicholas Morgenstern.
And the winner is The Japanese Art of Pickling and Fermenting.
Thank you very much. I'm really not ready for this speech. Oh my God. First of all, thank you very much for James Beard Foundation to give us this amazing opportunity to be here. And to my ancestors and parents, the main purpose of this book was to preserve the technique and knowledge from the past and then preserve and then pass to the next generation. And I think this award make the perfect piece. So thank you very much. And big thank you to the publishers, Miss Street Books, and creative team, and I don't know what to say. Thank you very much, Global Sisters, to support me all the way to here, and especially to my husband, Hugh Davis, as well. Thank you very much. And I went to the Chicago Farmers Market today, and I saw pickles and ferments a lot there. And pickles are never main food, and then people forget about it. But it's strong piece to support the main food, to shine and add the nutrition and color. And so glad this book can maybe contribute to spread the word and then contribute to the healthy dieting. Thank you very much.
It used to be that vegetables were seen as the thing you put next to your meat. Now vegetables can be the star of the show. The nominees for vegetable-focused cooking are
Comida Casera. Dora Ramirez. Dal Chao. Sapna Punjabi. The Korean Vegan. Homemade. Joanne Lee Molinaro.
And the winner is Comida Casera.
Oh my goodness. I'm shaking. When I stopped working in restaurants to start a family, I thought my career was over. So I want to dedicate this award to all the hardworking moms out there, especially the moms of special needs children, and my beautiful mom, Dora. Mamá y papá, los amo. Nada de esto hubiera sido posible sin ustedes. Thank you to my children, Karina, Pio, and Tomasito, who were so patient with me throughout the process of writing this book and endured months of eating the same food over and over again in the name of recipe testing. Thank you to my family for cheering me on every step of the way. Thank you to my wonderful agent, Marilyn Allen, my publisher, Balance, my editor, Renee Sedlier, and the design team that helped bring my vision to life. A special thank you to the Indigenous men and women who contributed to the Indigenous Kitchen chapter. They graciously took me into their homes and allowed me to document their recipes and share them with the world. They are Francisca Maurilio Godínez, Liliana Palma Santos, Florinda Vázquez Palma, Evangelina Aquino Luis, Isabel Lazo Chávez, Ariadna Pinacho Cruz, and Bruno Cocom. Thank you to the 80 recipe testers who made this book so much better and more accessible to cooks of all different skill levels. Thank you, James Beard Foundation.
I hope you saved room for carbs. The nominees for baking and desserts are
Baking and the Meaning of Life, Helen Go. Dobre Dobre, Laurel Kratokvila. Molly Bakes, Pachanida Shimklai.
and the winner is Baking and the Meaning of Life.
Gosh, the psychology of baking is fascinating, but the psychology of why people don't prepare speeches is equally as fascinating. I think it has something to do with feeling like you're going to jinx yourself, and I'm Chinese and I'm superstitious to boot. But I've taken a middle road here and I've written a few words and never looked at it again, so forgive me if I'm reading. Thank you so much. That was an easy one. It's an extraordinary honor to be here, surrounded by so many talented people who have devoted themselves to their craft. Thank you to the judges and to the James Beard Foundation. And congratulations to my fellow nominees, Laurel and Patty. I adore your books and would have happily accepted the consolation prize of not being up here because of how much I love your books. The title of this book is admittedly a little grandiose. Baking is, in the end, a small thing, but at a time when the world can feel so atomized and alienating, and if sharing something that you've made, if that can offer a moment of joy or comfort, of care or connection, of community and belonging, then I think that's worth celebrating. Thank you to everyone who's helped bring this book into the world, my publishers and editors, photographers, stylists, recipe testers, all the people behind the scenes who made it better than it would have been otherwise. I'm grateful to my family, David, Sam, and Jude, who have lived with endless rounds of cake testing, and a mother constantly saying, please, just one more time. I feel very lucky to spend my life doing work that sits at the intersection of nourishment, creativity, and care. And it's utterly inspiring to gather here this evening together, all of us, striving to make meaningful work and contribute something to the world. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation.
Want their cards. Thank you, Hailee. Our next presenter is a 3-time James Beard Award winner for Best Chef Pacific Northwest, Best New Restaurant for Cannes, and a book award for his first ever book, Everyone's Table. His latest restaurant project is New York City's Maison Passerelle, offering a mix of French and diasporic African cuisines. He also goes to my house and raids my closet, as you will see in just a few minutes. Please welcome the gorgeous, beautiful, and I'm proud to say my friend who does steal my clothes, Gregory Gourdet.
Good old Andrew. All right. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great night. I'm so honored to be here. I'm thrilled to be here and to present the next group of nominees. Cookbooks and food media may bring us to the table, but the very best food writing takes us somewhere deeper. It helps us understand where our food comes from, who shaped it, and what it says about the people and the communities behind it. The next category honors books and long-form journalistic or literary works that focus on the history, culture, and societal impact of food in the United States. The nominees for U.S. Foodways are
Quail Creole, Nina Compton and Osai Endolin. Turtle Island, Kristen Donnelly, Kate Nelson, and Sean Sherman. Uma, Sarah On and Nam Soon On.
Boy. And the winner is Uma.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation for this incredible honor. Thank you to our publisher, America's Test Kitchen, especially our editor, Valerie Cimino, Katie, Dan, Emily, and Charlotte Arity, who believed in me before I believed in myself. And of course, thank you to everyone who believed these quiet family stories were worth sharing. When we created this book, it was very important to me that it be told from my mother's perspective, a perspective that reveals the richness in the ordinary. There are countless mothers, grandmothers, and home cooks like my Oma, yet few ever imagine their stories being in a book. Instead, they spend their lives creating opportunities for their children. And because life's demands often leave little room for words, food becomes their language of love. To my Oma, thank you for teaching me that language. Thank you for saying yes when I boldly proposed we write a cookbook together. You knew from the start how much work it would be, and yet you said yes anyway. At 66 years old, you shared your stories, recipes, and a lifetime of knowledge and wisdom that lived in the history and memory of our family. In doing so, you reminded us that the most extraordinary stories and food are often found in the most ordinary of lives. I am forever grateful to have you as my Oma. Thank you.
Thank you. 이 책은 언젠가 제 레시피와 이야기를 책으로 남기고 싶다는 딸 세라의 작은 소망에서 시작되었습니다. 저희의 여정을 함께 해주신 팔로우 여러분께 깊이 감사드리고 또한 아메리카 테스트 키친 관계자분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 특히 제 딸 세라에게 고맙다는 말 전하고 싶고요. 그녀의 헌신과 노력은 그 작은 소망을 오늘 이 순간으로 만들어 주었습니다. 또한 이렇게 큰 영광을 주신 제임스 비어드 재단에 감사드립니다. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The nominees in our next category deliver global history lessons through the lens of food. From the Caribbean, Egypt, and North Africa to Mexico, The nominees for reference, history, and scholarship are
Breadfruit, Russell Fielding. Nile Nightshade, Annie Gall. Tequila Wars, Ted Genoways.
And the winner is Nile Nightshade.
I'd like to thank the James Beard Foundation for honoring my work. Thank you to my parents and my brother. To the incredible friends who support me every day. You are to life what salt is to tomatoes. But above all, I want to thank the people who have opened their homes to me in Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Morocco, and Palestine. I'm a guest in the food cultures that I study, so this award really belongs to the brilliant cooks whose hospitality has made my work possible. The obligations of receiving that hospitality weigh heavily right now. Multiple food crises unfolded across the Middle East as I wrote this book, all of them linked to US policy and abetted by our complicity. Starvation has been weaponized amidst genocide in Gaza and war in Sudan. Israeli aggression has targeted Palestinian farmers in the West Bank and displaced a fifth of the population of Lebanon, including farmers whose land is inaccessible or contaminated. The dismantling of USAID revealed the risks of development and humanitarian frameworks that are subject to the whims of US politics. In Egypt and elsewhere, those same frameworks have long promoted food policies that favor market logics over local food sovereignty. Nile Nightshade is first and foremost a book about Egypt's rich food cultures, but it also shows that Egyptian cuisine, like Egyptian politics, can't be understood in isolation. From the arrival of indigenous American ingredients like the tomato, to links with Levantine, Mediterranean, and other African food cultures, to the politics of food aid. Time and time again, food reveals causalities and connections that are otherwise left unacknowledged or unsaid. As food writers, as cooks, as eaters, particularly in this country, we have a responsibility to understand those connections and act on them, to build more just food systems for everyone, whether they're near or far. Thank you so much.
Our next category features a book covering American, Italian, and Midwestern cuisine, another book featuring a pantry of global flavors, and one with deceptively simple recipes. The nominees for general are
Flavor Heroes, Gurdeep Loyal. Something from Nothing, Allison Roman.
By Heart. The winner is By Heart.
Oh boy. Oh dear, she's a little frazzled. Oh gosh. Okay. I just want to say thank you so much, obviously, to the James Beard Foundation and everyone at DK, my publisher, who made this book possible and believing in my vision. I also want to thank Olivia Peluso, my editor. It's actually her wedding today, so she's probably getting married right now, so yay her. She's become my best friend, and she made me believe in so many things that I never thought I could do. I also just want to thank the city of Chicago. It's my hometown, so being back here to accept this award really feels surreal. I spent the majority of my time cooking in restaurants in Chicago, and I have the fondest memories of cooking during the James Beard weekends. All us cooks would be in the back, and we'd be like, "Oh my God, who's gonna come in? Like, what chefs are we gonna what chefs will we be able to serve? And I would excitedly and nervously, as you could tell, cook the food and send it off to people. And I just hope they liked it. I had no idea. And then I would go on Instagram and be like, oh, did they post it? Is that something I plated or anything like that? But yeah, I was, those moments were often the highlight of my week, my month, and truly my year. And it was the closest thing I would ever thought that I would be like to a James Beard Award. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. Thank you to everybody, my family, Chuck, love you. And yeah, I'm a little nervous, but thank you.
All right, let's be honest. We're in an era where our phones still eat first. Food is an inherently visual medium, and while many outstanding cookbooks rely solely on the strength of their words and recipes, the design, layout, and images are often the last thing that captures our attention. The nominees for Best Visuals are
The Japanese Art of Pickling and Fermenting. Michelle McIntosh with Meryl Battle, Rochelle Eagle, and Yoko Nakazawa. Molly Bakes. Andy Warren with Daniel Herman Zoll, Vicky Valsamis, and Luke Whitten. Mumbai. Sri Bodanapu, Rashina Munshaw Gildial, and Bhavya Pansari with Nandini Tirani.
And the winner is Mumbai.
Hi. Wow, this is what manifesting must feel like, right? You're like, oh my God, you can make dreams come true. So firstly, what an honor to be part of this incredible room. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation. It is no small feat to distill a city into a book. And we started with that very ambitious project not too long ago. I've been told several times that in the world of publishing, bringing a book to life in under 2 years is very hard, but we did that, and here we are. And all of this credit goes to this incredible team. Visuals led by Nandini Tirani in art and design, and photography led by Bhavya Pansari in, like I said, photography. We're all nervous. But wow, what an honor, right? The dream and the vision behind this project was to really move away from the stereotypes that exist behind the stories of food from these cities. And what we wanted to do is really focus on design, elevating the visual storytelling that came with it. And the way we thought about it is the true custodians of these cities are the people who cook, who share their food, who have preserved the traditions of food cultures over generations. And that is really what this book is about. We didn't want to sanitize it. We didn't want to, bring this exotic gaze to it. We just wanted to tell you what is authentic and what is real in the streets of Mumbai. And we're so happy to have been able to do that. Also, a thank you to our editorial team led by Rashina and lots of incredible writers. And finally, a huge thank you to our families who dreamt along with us, allowed us to work on this crazy cross-Atlantic schedule and bring our dreams to life. So thank you to all of you and to the James Beard Foundation.
Now for the big one, a category celebrating exemplary books that have stood the test of time. Those that have become as essential as your favorite wooden spoon or Dutch oven. The winner of the 2026 Book Awards Hall of Fame is Sally Ann Robinson.
It is truly an honor to be here. Coming from a little island called Defusky in South Carolina, it's a bridgeless island, and growing up with tough love and lots of work, and my mom always reminded me, do as I say, not as I do. Food was awesome for us because everything was organic, fresh from the ocean. We hunt the woods, and we ate so much, so well. I never had an empty stomach. Writing these stories and these books was such memories for me because as a child growing up, it was all about making sure you do the right thing. Don't be a follower, be a leader. When I started writing, I really didn't know that I could do these books. And I was encouraged to tell my story. My stories have so much to say. And I started writing. I wrote my first book, then my second, my third. I'm writing more. But most of all, I want to give thanks to each and every one of you. I want to give thanks to the James Beard Award for having me here. Those gone but not forgotten. I want to thank my children who stand behind me, my friends and family, and just for giving me the love, support, and knowledge to say, you can do this. I can't thank my editors, my publishers, each and every one of them who've really been there beside me, making sure that I correct my words, say the words properly, because I'm a Gullah Geechee. And being Gullah Geechee, those who were broken English, spoken fast, and people would say to me, slow down, they can't understand you. But I could, and I decided that I had to live in both worlds because when I left my island to go to the mainland, the kids were cruel, but my love and my heart was on that island. So I decided, you're gonna be all that you can be because you deserve it. And I always wanna give thanks to my grandmother. She says, honey child, she say, hard work pays off. And today I stand and say thank you.
Sorry. I was kissing Sally Ann and hugging her and telling her, I told her that I loved her. And she said, I love you too. You have to come back to the island. Because, well, I visited her there. We shot a TV show together. And I got to learn how to make 6 or 7 dishes, 2 or 3 I still make all the time. I make her crab rice for my family. I mean, that's the way this world works. And it's just, I knew she was backstage and just earlier, and I was just overwhelmed. All right, that's really what's going on back there. Congratulations to all of our newest book award winners. The James Beard Awards are made possible through the support of this year's presenting sponsor, American Express and Resy. We cannot do this without sponsors. Yay, sponsors. And they're a good one. They support people and have for a long, long time. I want to welcome their Vice President of Brand for Resy and American Express Global Dining, Jamie Steinberger.
Good evening, everyone. All of us at Resy and American Express are thrilled to be here with you tonight. The James Beard Foundation has always celebrated great writers and storytellers, and we are also a big believer in a great story. So it is an honor to celebrate everyone in this room who unearthed, researched, pitched, crafted, published, and most of all, championed an untold food story this year. Whether that was writing about a grand food adventure through the wine regions of Italy, or telling the story of a grandmother who jars kimchi for her grandchildren, or reviewing restaurants, profiling up-and-coming talent, cooking for an online community, it has all made the food world incredibly richer. So tonight, on behalf of American Express and Resy, thank you for being with us. Congratulations.
Now we look up from the book and turn to the TV and our phone, assuming you're not looking at your phone already. It's time for the Broadcast Awards. Our next presenter is a food media veteran as well as the author of a James Beard Award-winning cookbook. Please welcome the chair of the Broadcast Awards Subcommittee, Cynthia Graubart.
Thank you, Andrew. It is a joy to gather each year in celebration of great storytelling. And might I just take a moment to thank the foundation for this pretty good glow up for us this year. This is amazing. Lovely to be in this space. Serving as chair of the Broadcast Media Awards Committee has been one of the highlights of my professional career. As I look back over the past decade, both the media and the James Beard Foundation have undergone profound transformation. Broadcast media was still defined by traditional television, you know, the old-fashioned stand and stir, and a handful of radio programs. Today, storytelling lives everywhere and in forms we simply couldn't have imagined just a few short years ago. And now it's literally in the palm of our hand. From creator-led content to AI-assisted editing, new voices and new tools are reshaping the field in real time. Along with these changes, our understanding of whose stories deserve to be told and by whom has changed. The foundation has evolved alongside that transformation, expanding its vision, deepening its values, asking harder questions about equity, impact, and excellence. And we in the Media Awards have been doing the same. As many of you know, we are examining how these awards can better reflect the ways that media is actually created and distributed and consumed these days. I believe that that process will make these awards stronger and more responsive to the future. And what a future it is. Even in an age of algorithms and artificial intelligence, we know what matters. And what matters most remains distinctly human: curiosity, craft, vision, and voice. The work we honor tonight reminds us that great food storytelling connects us all. Thank you to my fellow committee members and to our judges, all volunteers, for your dedication and service. So, as I bid you farewell, how appropriate it is that I get to give an award to someone who's just saying hello. I am thrilled to present the award that honors a creator who is new on the scene or entering a new phase of their career, who's bringing a new perspective to a significant aspect of our food culture. And the winner of this year's Emerging Voice Award is Nassim Labichi.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry if I talk fast. I'm a New Yorker with raging ADHD, so might be my superpower, though. Jokes aside, thank you to the James Beard Foundation for this incredible recognition. I've spent the past 6 years creating content online and never thought anyone more than my mom and a couple of gays in Bushwick would care about what I had to say. I was jobless, confused about who I was and where the world was headed during 2020, like everyone else. And despite all the pain that we witnessed, I think that time was a really beautiful opportunity for reflection. I got to explore my lineage, find comfort and pride in it, while also exploring the different communities and cultures I grew up in. That exploration helped me understand flavor, storytelling, and how privileged I was to have access to that diversity. Places like New York, Detroit, LA, and obviously Chicago have endless potential to build on your culinary lexicon, expand your horizons, and celebrate difference in a world where it is painted as fear. But that accessibility is not available to everyone. All I've wanted to do is help anyone who may not have that access to diversity or who is timid of using ingredients like orange blossom water or sazon or five spice be empowered to explore their flavor palettes, gently nudging them to open their eyes to what and who lies beyond that plate of food they're eating. Food is inherently political because we eat and many do not. If food is used as a weapon of war, or immigrants are exploited for their labor, or LGBTQ youth face food insecurity because of who they are and who they love, it is nothing short of political. We owe it to ourselves and our communities to make sure food is represented with kindness and compassion, to share, to feed, and to approach difference with curiosity instead of fear. Thank you to my mom, my dad, my Aunt Linda, and my grandmothers for teaching me to nourish others regardless of who they are or what they look like. My brother for letting me hog the kitchen my entire life. My incredible partner for being my safe space to learn, grow, and love. To Lisa, Kati, and Sally for being my guiding light. And lastly, for my chosen family, my friends, for accepting every chaotic version of this Virgo and for not crashing out at my dinner parties when food still isn't on the table at 10 p.m. I am so deeply honored for this moment. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation.
And now I am proud to call on two previous winners of the Emerging Voice Award. One has served as a food writer, cultural commentator, podcast host, and the founder of The Eden Place, a dinner. The other is the creator of Made with Lao, which celebrates and preserves Cantonese cooking for a new generation. Please welcome Abena Anim-Somuah and Randy Lau.
So, Abena, we have something in common. We've both won Emerging Voice Awards.
That is true, Randy. But which one of us emerged first?
Technically, you did.
Sweet. I rule.
It's not a concert or a contest.
Well, it is. It's literally an award, and I won it first.
I guess you did. Then I suppose you should present the next award category.
Great. Thank you for the kind gesture and respecting your elders. Our next category celebrates excellence in reporting and narratives around food. The nominees for audio reporting are
Buzzkill, A Post-Pollinator World. Sea Change, The True Cost of Fertilizer. Trouble on the Line.
And the winner is Buzzkill.
So my name is Theodore Ross. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Food and Environment Reporting Network, and I'm an executive producer of Buzzkill, along with Tom Laskaway, Brent Cunningham, and Adiza Egan. I'm very happy to be here. I was at a different award ceremony recently, and Fern was a finalist for it, and we didn't win, although we're all winners, I believe that. And one after another, people would come up when they won, and they would say, I totally didn't think I was gonna win, so I didn't prepare any remarks. I'm just gonna wing it. And I told myself that if I got another crack at this, if I had another 1 in 3 shot to come up and make a speech, I'd have some remarks ready to go, which I do. But I didn't have to worry in this particular case. So if you noticed, all 3 of the finalists in this category were Fern Productions. 2 of them in partnership, one with Reveal and one with Sea Change. We love you both. We love working with you. And the third one, which won, was one that we produced independently, and that's Buzzkill. So that's one nonprofit news organization with 7 full-time staff, and we were 3 finalists in 1 award. Tomorrow, thank you. Thank you. So Tomorrow I'm going to go home and I'm going to see my kids, and they don't care, and they will and they will make me humble. But tonight I am very, very psyched. Thank you so much to the judges for this great honor.
As a video creator, I actually know how hard it is to create audio content. Just when you think you have the right levels, someone sneezes, or just when you finish an interview, you realize you forgot to hit record. It's not easy. The nominees for audio programming are
The Food Chain, Herd Podcast, Become a Better Chef, Roadside Terroir.
The winner is the Herd Podcast.
Well, I really didn't expect this. I know people say that, but I was up against some wonderful podcasts. I sat at home listening to them when the shortlist came out, and I was sure that I was getting beaten because the storytelling was just so good. I've got a lot of thanks to get through, so I'll go quickly. Giving 2 minutes to a long-form podcaster is probably not the smartest move. So let's start with a big thanks to my tailor for doing his damned hardest to hide my growing love of food. Really, I can't believe it. Thanks to the James Beard Foundation. Thanks to Anna, to Filippo, to Emlyn for believing in this project when it was just a seed of an idea. Thanks to my amazing, wonderful producer, Helen Brown, who also trained me when I was a young audio reporter at the BBC. She's since left and became independent, so have I, and we came together after 10 years apart to produce this monster series together. Without her, it simply would not exist. To all the chefs, the psychologists, the doctors, the sociologists, the physiologists, all the experts that took time to share their knowledge for this series. Most of all, the chefs, the people who trusted me with their stories, their struggles, their doubts, their hopes for building a better restaurant industry. This recognition, I think, belongs to them much more than it does belong to me. To my beautiful and endlessly patient wife, Manon, who sat down here, thank you for putting up with 6 months of me demanding silence in the house while we recorded this series. Without your support, this would not be possible. A little bit about this series, for those that don't know, Herd was kind of created with one simple goal: to help chefs and restaurant workers find better ways to rest, to recover, to protect their mental well-being. Every episode begins with one simple line, and that is that the table is the stage of life. Again, risky to give an audio bed to a podcaster, so I'm just getting excited. And that one simple line is that the table is the stage of life. It's the stage where life is played, where romance, drama, and tragedy is tasted, where comedy, I believe, seasons the soul. It's that stage where we all play a role. It's the first I love yous, the last goodbyes, where we celebrate, where we commiserate, where we grieve, where we connect, where lifelong friendships are made, sometimes lost. The table is where we live some of life's... The table is where we live some of life's most defining moments. It's our safe space, and for most people in this room, it's our happy place. But it's not just our stage. It's the chef's stage, the server's stage, the dishwasher's stage. And I believe those people do one of the most noble jobs in the world. They set the space where memories are made every single day. And they deserve admiration, respect, and recognition. More importantly, they deserve to care for themselves, with the same dedication that they show each of us every night when we dine in those restaurants. That's always been the message I've heard, and this recognition helps us move on to season 2. So here's to our season 2, here's to James Beard, here's to an industry that finally believes the people behind the pass deserve as much care as those that sit at the table, because no plate of food is more important than the person who prepared it. And the stage of life will only survive if we look after the passionate people who set that stage for us every single night. Thank you very much.
What a speech. Now we go from the world of podcasting to the world of commercial media. The nominees for this category are
Masa Madre, Rethink Food, Neighbors Helping Neighbors, The Theory of Spice.
And the winner is The Theory of Spice. Unfortunately, they could not join us this evening, so we will be accepting the award on their behalf.
All right. I love a good documentary, especially one that's through a culinary lens. The nominees for documentary visual media are
Finding Edna Lewis, Raoul's, A New York Story, The Soil Remembers.
And the winner is Raoul's, A New York Story.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll make up for the long podcast. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm eternally humbled and grateful for this. It's ironic that a filmmaker turned restaurateur is getting a James Beard Award for a film. But for that, again, I'm just eternally grateful. So I just want to thank my directing partner and friend, Greg Oliver, our editor, Nate Palmer, and our lovely producer, Kathleen Squires, without whom we couldn't have made this happen. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And our 2 children, Amelie and Matilda.
Social is on. Yeah, it's on. Social media is where food stories hit first, where people choose where to eat, drink, and travel, and what hospitality and community feel like. It's where foodways, culture, and policy collide in real time. And this group knows exactly how to make it land. The nominees for social media account are
Day with May, made by Musashi, Michael Leger.
And the winner is Michael Leger.
First of all, it's such an honor to be here in this room with so many people whose work has influenced, impacted, and inspired my own. Not too many people know this, but I grew up a very picky eater. I would not eat any mixed food, so no tacos, burgers, salads, sushi, anything, pretty much all the most delicious foods in the world. So to be up here getting an award for kind of encouraging others to be more adventurous and open-minded with their food and their tastes is unbelievable. I come from a background in tech, and I think that it was never presented to me as a viable career option to do filmmaking and storytelling and what I'm doing right now. But a few years ago, I took a leap of faith and decided to pursue this passion of mine. And to all of my friends, family, everyone along the way who has encouraged, supported, and just kind of been there for me in this journey, thank you so, so much. I think that people in the restaurant and food industry deserve so much more recognition than they get. And to be a small part in helping tell those stories is the greatest honor that I could ever ask for. I think that they're putting in hours and hours of work in order to realize their vision, their passion, their kind of message for the world. And to all of the chefs who I've been able to work with already and to help share that story, thank you so much. I'm so excited to continue telling more and more stories, shedding light on people who are just really giving their all for their passion. So thank you again, everybody. And again, this is a great honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abena and Randy. Okay, we're continuing with our Broadcast Media Awards, and it's my turn to announce some winners. They say we eat with our eyes first, but I prefer to use my mouth. Thank you. I thought that was mildly amusing as well. The nominees in the running for the award for docuseries visual media are
Al Chile, Chef's Table, Legends, St. Cavish, Season 1.
And the winner is Chef's Table, Legends.
Hey guys, thank you so much. So I want to start by saying I think there's kind of a fight going on for the future of culture right now. And I would describe it as individuality and uniquity and craft and care and passion against the great blobification. And what we give our attention to wins and what we don't dies. So I think thank you first and foremost to the James Beard Foundation on behalf of the whole Chef's Table family for paying attention to everyone in this room. So thank you for that and for this incredible recognition. Congrats to our fellow nominees whose work is inspiring to us. As Graham and Chris know, in particular, I'm an addict of their series St. Cavish. I encourage anyone that is not watching it to check it out and start watching immediately. And I can't wait to dive into El Chile as well. We owe a giant thank you to Netflix for letting us make this show from 2013 to today, which is crazy. And I'm here tonight with a few members of the original team, Danny and Will, who are extremely talented artists that have been central to the show since its first season. None of us would have imagined when we started making Chef's Table that we'd be able to build a work family that would continue to collaborate for this long. We want to send a huge thank you to the entire team in production and post, especially the camera assistants, sound recordists, Steadicam operators, editors, story producers, and assistant editors, among others, whose work often goes uncelebrated but is extremely important to making good television. And a special shout out to Shane Reed, who has color corrected every single episode of Chef's Table ever and is one of our secret weapons. This season was intended as a way for us to celebrate important voices in the restaurant and food communities. We used the term legends in the title, but it could just as easily be change makers, as each of the people we featured changed the way we eat or think about food in the US and across the world. Thank you to Jose Andres, Alice Waters, Thomas Keller, and Jamie Oliver for letting us into your worlds and letting us tell your stories in our own Chef's Table way. Lastly, we recognize that the world of food media, journalism, and in fact, hospitality itself is at a crucial moment right now. We hope there will remain space for long-form journalism and content about food and culture, both in print, online, and in TV. Without the incredible taste and storytelling of our best food journalists, some of the most unique and talented chefs would have more difficulty finding their audiences. In this day and age, I hope we can remember that not every role in an ecosystem can be valued with direct financial impact. You need so many people and roles to create a healthy system, even if value looks different than what shows up on the bottom line. We also hope our governments, both local and national, realize the inflection point restaurants find themselves at this moment and figure out how to support independent businesses more effectively. We can't afford to lose these essential parts of our communities. In short, all of us in this room and beyond have to unite and continue to fight against the damn blob. Thank you guys so much.
Not so fast. When Julia Child dropped a potato pancake on the floor during one of her famous cooking shows, she picked it back up and put it back in the pan. Her advice? Remember, you're alone in the kitchen. Who's going to know? The following category acknowledges this great tradition of teaching on television. The nominees for the award in instructional visual media are
Christopher Kimball's Milk Street Television, Flavor Forward with Nick Sharma, Patty's Mexican Table.
And the winner is Patty's Mexican Table.
I want to cry. I really didn't think I had a shot at this one. Thank you so much. I need glasses, just like you. Such an incredible honor. Patty's Mexican Table sits at the core of who I am. It is what keeps bringing me back to the country that raised me, getting to know it better with every season. And it is how, without ever meaning to, I sank roots into this country, carrying everything I love about Mexico into my new home and sharing it with whoever would be willing to watch. I belong to two places now, fully to each. I'm gonna read it fast because I don't want the music to play on me. One does not thin out the other, it only deepens my devotion to both. This table is also where the line between my work and my personal life dissolved. Year after year, we filmed in my home kitchen, which my husband hated. And somewhere in there, my boys wandered into the frame. And to my joy, have stayed. Me, a homesick Mexican, circling back again and again to where I come from, them, Mexican Americans, learning the country where half of their heart beats. This season cut close to the bone. For years, I have crossed Mexico to tell its story, but this time the road led to Mexico City, my hometown. The whole world is calling it the place to be, but we sleep beneath the noise, down to where our history and our culture really run. I've lived in the US for more than 30 years and still coming back this way with a camera, searching undid me a little. I found a city I thought I knew like the palm of my hand, glowing under 100 lights that I'd never seen. For the first time in the show, I stepped into my Mexican Jewish roots. As a daughter, as a granddaughter, not as a host. It was beautiful. To my team who are watching virtually, who work as hard as I do, Christy Knoll and Pilar Orozco, I love you guys so much. To the people of Mexico City who fascinate me so much. I could have filmed 200 more episodes and not be done. To the PBS stations across the country who air my show, I'm so grateful. and to my family, Daniel, Alan, Sammy, Juju, who are my whole reason. Gracias.
The following category acknowledges those who explore food or beverage alongside broader societal and cultural themes. The nominees for Lifestyle Visual Media are
Duck Camp Dinners, the Texas Tour. Lydia Celebrates America, a Nation of Neighbors. Relish.
And the winner is Duck Camp Dinners, the Texas Tour.
Yeah, I didn't know I'd ever get this opportunity when I left restaurants in 2020. So thank you for being accepting of this show. I got to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for planting this seed in my head 6 years ago. My wife, who sits in the stage here, the audience, she gives me the creative space to explore a state and a culture that I love so dearly. Got to thank Daniel Bagby, my director, for working with me on 4 seasons and 5 coming up. Joe Harper, Mitch Cobb, every photographer, Jay, Juice, Ryan Blakely, Sean Piku, Shane, all the guys that are in Duck Camp Dinners who support me, who are my best friends, is what makes the show tick. Because one thing about making Duck Camp Dinners, I was so tired of watching media portray Louisianians as caricatures of themselves. Water boys or whatever else that you see on TV. I felt insulted by it. And so I made a show after COVID that said, I am going to represent my home state of Louisiana proudly, authentically, and with pride, that us, that forgotten on the bayou and the forgotten coast, can be proud of. And over again, I'm humbled by people that communicate that to me. Thank you for the James Beard Foundation for having me here and nominating me. The other folks who have also been nominated, awesome shows, and I am just humbled and truly shocked at this moment. So thank you for having me. There's so many more people out there, my friends, my family, who have told me to keep going. And for anybody watching on streaming right now, you gotta know, everybody in this room are doing hard things because they love it, and hard things matter. And if you are just floating through life, doing it the easy way, look at yourself and maybe try doing something hard and sink all of your love and passion and sweat and tears into it, and you will be presented with something. Maybe it's not a James Beard Award, but you'll get the satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else from it. So thank you so much.
I know a thing or two about the next category. I'm not just presenting it, I've lived it. The nominees for Travel Visual Media are
Patty Hinich Explores Pan Americana. Somebody Feed Phil. Tucci in Italy.
And the winner is Tucci in Italy. Anyone speak now or forever hold your peace? Well, okay then. We'll send this to Stan. You know, there was a time before Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube that the only place you could turn to for visual culinary instruction was the television. And before the advent of Food Network and the Cooking Channel, most of those shows appeared in one place, PBS. Nowadays, we're inundated from all sides with images of cheese melting on a homemade smash burger, or an ice cream churning. An ice cream? Or ice cream churning in an old-fashioned ice cream maker. It's easy to take for granted the pioneering work of the culinary content originators, Julia Child, Graham Kerr, Jacques Pepin, Martin Yan, who make everything else that we see today possible. This award honors those who show a committed dedication to the art of educating and entertaining while cooking on television. It's a tricky balancing act, and tonight's honoree pulls it off perfectly. The winner of this year's Broadcast Media Hall of Fame Award is I mean, I could have just said it, but Patty Jinich.
I love the clink clink. You guys, I'm not taking off these medals tonight or tomorrow night. There is no award I hold higher than the James Beard. It is the standard I reach for every time I dream up a project and fundraise to make it happen. So to be standing here for its Hall of Fame award feels like magical realism. It feels early, too. I feel like I'm only getting the hang of how to do this job right, and I know I can do better. I came to this country from Mexico almost 30 years ago as a policy analyst, and I studied borders, the lines that separate us. I left it all to jump in the kitchen to break preconceptions about who we Mexicans are with the help of food. Now I see that I was also looking for where I belong and what I am here for. This work has taken me deeper than anything I did as an analyst. People let me into their homes, their lives, their worlds. In Colorado, learning how beer is made, I meet a farmer losing land his family has worked for 4 generations as we drink the last beer. In Montana, eating a buffalo burger, I learn about the return of the buffalo, and with it, the Blackfeet language and their struggle to make the Americas their home. And all they can teach the rest of us about sustainability and surviving in the extreme climate ahead. It is deep, it is raw. I find myself crying in the showers so many nights on the road. I hold their stories, I make room for their pain and their joy, and I connect them to mine, and I bring them to you. I'm still learning how to do right by what they hand me. The deeper I go, the heavier that responsibility feels, and I'm grateful for it. None of this work happens without the partners and sponsors who see the value in the content I pour my heart into. You make the dreaming possible. Thank you to my team, Christy and Pilar. I know you guys are watching and rooting. To my media partner, PBS, what you do and stand for is crucial for the well-being of this country. To the people who feed me along the road and trust me with their stories, thank you. To my family, Danny, Alan, Sammy, Juju, who have loved me through all of it. I came here studying the lines that divide us, the myths and preconceptions that break us. I'm standing here because of what happens when we cross those lines and sit down to eat. A border can divide, but a frontera makes space to create and to thrive. There are borderlands outside of us, but they are also within us. To stand on that bridge that connects our pieces is scary, but that's exactly what each of us is, a place where many things meet. We do need to hold space for the many truths and not only our own. And yeah, I'm not taking the medals off tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
She jingles while she walks out. She's a great hugger, too. She works out like very strong. Good hug. Congratulations to all of the James Beard Media Award winners. Next up, we're moving on to our awards for journalism. You're that much closer to snacks and drinks. Our first presenter is a journalist, an editor, and a champion of Caribbean cuisine. She's the founder and managing editor of the digital magazine Island and Spice and the chair of the Journalism Awards Committee. Please welcome Rochelle Oliver.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I also want to thank the amazing journalism committee that I have had the privilege to work with over these last few years. Thank you for their dedication and all the experience and input that you have brought to the table each and every year. I am honored to be among you, and so thank you. I also want to say that it is really wonderful to be gathered here today to celebrate the best in the media with the best in the media. We all know that it has been a difficult year for our industry and our nation. We've seen food sections disappear and publications continue to shrink. The struggle is real. And I know that many of you have, it's quite natural for you to start to wonder, what is this all for? And is it even worth it? And you know me, I have a story to share in hopes that it reminds you of why you started. The other day, my 4-year-old son, Harlem, he looked up at me and he asked, "Mom, what's freedom?" Now, I'm a journalist. Finding the right words is kind of my thing, but on that morning, the question, it felt heavy. It felt like a weight was on my chest. I thought about the state of our industry and of our country. I took a deep breath and I explained to my son that, well, there was a time in this country when not everyone was allowed to learn how to read. And not everyone was allowed to go to school. And he giggled, you know, the way toddlers giggle, and, you know, it's infectious and you can't help but to smile. He said to me, "What? Why wouldn't people be allowed to learn how to read?" He found this very idea absolutely absurd. And honestly, I was grateful that it sounded ridiculous to him because every generation should grow up in a world where yesterday's injustices are harder to imagine, laughable even. So as we celebrate the James Beard Awards, Pride Month, and Juneteenth, let us remember that prayers and well wishes were not our only allies in the fight for freedom. We are here because journalists, photojournalists, and storytellers like yourselves decided to put on the record that every story matters, that every person deserves to be seen and heard. So yes, the struggle, it's real, and it has been very difficult, but it is also so very worth it. That is why it is such a pleasure to present an award to a fellow journalist who helps us see the world a little bit more clearly. The winner of this year's Emerging Voice Award for Journalism is Jasmine Michael, Dreamboat Cafe.
Wow, it looks a lot different from up here. Okay, I made sure my hair was okay. Wow, subhanAllah. Thank you to the James Beard Foundation and the Journalism Subcommittee. I think to be a food storyteller is to carry the entirety of your diaspora in your hands, and that isn't an easy task. But I've been very lucky to have inherited the generational wealth that is Caribbean American culture. So when I started Dreamboat Cafe, I knew I wanted to cook and to write in the tone of Haiti, in the tone of Guyana, for queer Muslims and broke kids from South Florida, North Carolina, Brooklyn, all the way to Hana, Maui, Hawaii. I storytell in response not just to the madness of this world, but for everyone who has ever healed that madness in me through the medicine of food, because that allowed me to continue dreaming. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for being immigrants who dared to dream. Thank you, Chiquina and Jamal, for dreaming. Thank you to my partner for being my dream and my muse. Thank you to Dr. Cynthia Greenlee for being the deepest example of a mentor. And if I say anything, I just have to say, fuck these systems and these genocides, and fuck everything that doesn't allow you the ability to eat the fullness of your dream. Thank you so much.
Our next presenter is a James Beard Award winner, writer, editor, and the longtime host of The Splendid Table. Please welcome Francis Lam.
Well, thank you, Rochelle. The next batch of awards presents the best in food journalism. Food journalism is remarkable in that it can encompass everything from the craft of dumplings to the chemicals going into our cereal to how many licks it actually takes to get to the bottom of a Tootsie Pop. It is actually 252. There's science behind this at Purdue University. So we're going to begin with foodways. The pieces recognized in this category illuminate the cultural foodways of our nation. They illustrate the importance of the bean pie in Black American Muslim communities here in Chicago, the cultural memory of hazelnut spread, and the legacy of an unsung American biscuit heroine. The Foodways nominees are
Ahmed Ali Akbar, Chicago Tribune. Lauren Collins, The New Yorker. Jessica Vaughn Martin, The New Territory Magazine.
And the winner is Chicago's own Ahmed Ali Akbar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you so much for this. The last time I was up here, I won a James Beard Award for Underground Mangoes, which reflected my Pakistani and South Asian community. But this one is so much sweeter and more spiritually fulfilling, winning for Bean Pie, which represents, in my opinion, for me at least, the more important transformational American Muslim community. That first award transformed my personal life, professional life, although I'm still unemployed and a freelance writer. People still stop calling my articles blogs, but this one, sorry, should wait. But this one, I submitted it because my whole life, I wanted people to know how deeply meaningful the bean pie is to Muslim and Black communities in America. I've been eating the dish since I was a child as a Muslim growing up attending the Islamic Center of Saginaw. I was raised on a diet of anti-colonialism and Black Muslim theories of civil rights and resistance of Jim Crow racism. There's a beauty in the child of immigrant Muslims who could be physically, intellectually, and spiritually nourished by a dish that symbolized Black liberation from the historical effects of slavery. I owe so much to the struggles of the Black Muslim pioneers before me. I'll name some of them. Sorry, I didn't expect to cry. But brothers Rashida, Robert, Salim, brother Naeem, sister Adester, Nadia, Mary. Now we can have some fun. If you know anything about the bean pie, you might know it's sold by street sellers in it, selling a paper. I grew up eating auntie's pies, so it was my great life's joy to go to the south side of Chicago and meet brother James 40X, who is a bean pie seller. He is here with us today in the audience. And he looks great, as always. As a writer, I am but an echo in the gorge of energy and nur of my sources, from Black Americans to Palestinians, to Bosnians and Kurds and Sudanese, to my own Desi people. I'm going to thank my father, Wahid Akbar, my sister, Amna, Roshi Bai, who's here. Thanks to my late mother, Rana Akbar, who taught me to write better than any other experience in my life. Thanks to my siblings, Zana, Benaid, and Sadia. Thank you to my Aziza, the person who made me become a rad brown dad. Salima, thank you to my editor, Kayla Samoy, who was so patient as I took so long to finish that. The food team at the Chicago Tribune, thanks to the James Beard Foundation, thanks to the other nominees, thanks to the city of Chicago. You guys called me a Chicago writer the first time I was up here. I'd been here for 10 days. But now I can be a Chicago writer. I will take it. Thanks to Mashud Taqwa, Imani's Bean Pie, Supreme Bean Pie, Paradise Bean Pie, Sean Michelle's Ice Cream, and of course, James 40X. Thanks to the people who have contributed and paid for my work at radbrowndads.com. Thanks to everybody who supports my work. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, and Allahu Akbar.
I have some admissions to make. I listen to my podcast on 1.75. I love the new slide down to lock 2x feature on Instagram. And it is true that every once in a while, I think to myself, maybe it's time to get to the recipe. But I think all of these time savings may have a purpose. It may just be to make sure that I have more room for long form in my life. For feature reporting, here are the nominees.
Lenore Adkins, The Washington Post, Adrian Miller, Southern Living, Boyce Upholt, Food and Environment Reporting Network, and Inc. magazine.
And the winner is Boyce Upholt.
So I am not Boyce Upholt, but I am his editor, along with Michelle Legros at Inc. Boyce couldn't make it tonight because his wife just had their first child. He's a little busy. I'm very proud to accept this award on his behalf, and I have to tell you, Boyce, that I am probably not going to give it to you. Sorry, possession is 9/10 of the law. This story is very special to me. It's about a case of seafood fraud on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I know you can't tell from my accent, but I did in fact spend half of my childhood there. My mother lives there, and I'd eaten many times at Mary Mahoney's, the landmark restaurant embroiled in this scandal. I have a strong connection to what local seafood means to communities, and it's why it's so important, and why it's so important to protect it. Boyce's reporting for this story went deep into the issue of fraud, which is rampant. Do tip your waiter, don't trust your menu, but also the cultural issues that emerge when we start talking about local and holding local people to account. So thank you, Boyce, and congratulations for the award and for the healthy baby. And thank you to Michelle and Inc. for being such remarkable partners.
The next award goes to publications that know food rules everything around me. For exemplary food coverage in a general interest publication, here are the nominees.
High Country News and the Food and Environment Reporting Network. Portland Monthly. Roads and Kingdoms.
The winner is Roads and Kingdoms.
Hi, this magazine marks our return to publishing after what was essentially a 6-year silence. It's also our first print issue, and it begins with a piece by our brother-in-arms, Matt Golding, who couldn't be here tonight, addressed directly to our late partner, Anthony Bourdain. And in the piece, he says that even though it took 14 years to make, this magazine feels somehow inevitable. But to stand here now accepting this award feels like a deeply improbable, incredible surprise. Thank you to the Beard Foundation, but thank you most of all to our incredible contributors from the Palestinian artist Sama Emad, who created what is essentially a cookbook for surviving genocide while trapped in Gaza with her family. Wana Udabang, who turned a simple story about Nigerian stockfish into an exploration of national trauma and resilience, to the amazing Cuban-American illustrator Adele Rodriguez, who created the unsettling, gorgeous Dayglow cover of Our Dreams, Alexei and Sasha from Kultura, who designed this magazine in a Kyiv basement while under active Russian bombardment, to our great friends and collaborators, our creative lead, Doug Humanick, Chef Jose Andres, our editor-at-large, and the many other people who helped us make the magazine that we always wanted to make. The theme of this issue is pleasure-seeking in a deranged world. And for us as journalists, but also as human beings, that's really what it's always been about. Every meal, every story, every new attempt to try to make something sustainable in this fickle, treacherous media world is about showing the world as it really is in its increasing derangement and having the gall to keep seeking out pleasure wherever we can grab it. Thank you.
The future of food, beverage, and our food systems is a health and wellness story. It's tied to climate change, equity, and good access to good nutrition for us all. The nominees for health and wellness are
Lisa Held, Civil Eats. Lisa Held, Civil Eats. Yasmin Tayag, The Atlantic.
the Wisner, that's not a word. The winner is Yasmin Tayag.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty. It is such an honor to receive this award, especially during such a fraught time in the food and health and wellness space. So I'm so grateful to The Atlantic for giving me the freedom and the time to investigate all of the troubling health trends spreading in our world on social media, in our group chats, in our public health institutions, and to do the reporting necessary to try to make sense of it all. I'd like to thank, of course, the James Beard Foundation, my fellow nominee, and everyone writing in this space, my sources, the amazing staff at The Atlantic, especially my editors, Sahil Desai, Rachel Gutman-Way, Sarah Laskow, Paul Basaglio, Serena Dye, and our fearless leaders, Adrienne LaFrance and Jeff Goldberg. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for raising me to be proud of our heritage as Filipino immigrants and to embrace it as a superpower in my personal and professional life. Thank you for not getting mad when I didn't become a doctor. And thanks for teaching me to be ridiculously neurotically obsessive about food. Thank you to my closest friends for talking me down when I get too in my head about writing, and every time I get worn down by the health officials spouting the total nonsense that puts us all in danger. Pals, thank you for reminding me why this work is important. And finally, thank you to my husband, Michael, for being my endlessly supportive taste tester, partner, and friend, and to my toddler, Jaime, for growing into the sous chef of my dreams. I know you guys are watching right now. I love you. You don't have to go to bed on time tonight. Thank you. Oh, and Nixon 5.
For the past few awards, we have seen how food writing touches on so much more than what's delicious. And Jonathan Gold was probably the restaurant critic who most embodied that, in addition to being one of the best writers ever on what's delicious. Though he passed years ago, his work still reverberates throughout his beloved hometown of Los Angeles, and the following nominees are worthy of his name through the in-depth, deeply researched, passionate local reporting that they do. This year's nominees for the Jonathan Gold Local Voice Award are
Stephanie Brajo, Los Angeles Times. Justin Xingzhou Lo, Richmond Times-Dispatch, RVA Magazine. Jose R. Relat, Texas Monthly.
The medal goes back home. Stephanie Brajo.
but I don't know if I'm going to black out or fall over or maybe both. But thank you so much to the James Beard Foundation and to everyone here, to my team from the Los Angeles Times, some of whom are also nominated here. Thank you for being with me. As I'm sure a lot of you know, Los Angeles has had a very difficult year, in a year that's been particularly hard for restaurants and communities across the country everywhere. It is my great life's honor and privilege to be able to report and share these stories for Los Angeles. And especially in this last year, that includes street vendors who were quick thinking and used their surplus horchata milk to put out tear gas in the eyes of protesters during last summer's ICE raids and protests. I got to tell the story of a chef who lost his home in last year's Eaton fire, and he thought he was going to leave the restaurant community forever. And his staff and the community of Altadena helped to bring him back to it, and he came back with a new version of his restaurant. The third story that helped win this award is very personal to me. It was kind of an essay on my family's favorite Italian deli in Burbank. And I like to think that my grandmother and her sister and other family members who are no longer with us would be tickled that this pink plastic cafeteria tray red sauce deli was an award-winning article. I'd like to congratulate and thank my fellow nominees in this category, Jose and Justin, for doing the important work of local journalism, like so many of you in this room also do. I truly believe it is the bedrock of a healthy democracy and a healthy media ecosystem, and I feel it has never been more important. I do not think it sometimes feels glamorous all the time when you are tracking bill changes through the state legislature or trawling the health department, looking at infractions and manually counting them, but it is such important work. Thank you to my partner Spence. I've given you gout like 20 times in the last few years over the course of this job. Thank you. And thank you, of course, to Jonathan Gold, who continues to inspire us to help Angelinos everywhere and everyone all over the world fall in love with the city as much as we all have. Thank you so much. This is for Los Angeles. Thank you.
Our next presenter is a James Beard Lifetime Achievement Award honoree and a book award-winning author of the iconic cookbooks, The Jemima Code and Jubilee. One of the most well-respected and revered food writers in America. Please give a warm welcome for Toni Tipton-Martin.
Thanks, pal. Hey, y'all. You guys know, as Andrew said, last year I was honored to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. And at the time, I wasn't sure how to take that. Like, I wasn't sure what would happen afterwards. Like, do they invite you back? Or is it a signal that it's time for you to move on and start your next chapter? So let me tell you how thrilled I am to be here with you guys tonight. And especially to salute this presentation in particular, the Journalism Awards. As you know, journalism means everything to me. For writing about beverages, the nominees are
Thomas Connor and Jen Terrell, The New Territory Magazine. Craig Sowers, Wine Enthusiast. Rafael Tonon, Roads and Kingdoms.
And the winner is, oh, it's much easier than the last time I did this. Craig Sowers, Wine Enthusiast.
Wow.
it was my greatest fear all day that I would have to get on stage and do this. So here we go. Congratulations and thank you, first of all, to my fellow nominees, Thomas and Jen and Rafa. As independent journalists, you know, it feels like a joy and a privilege to be here, to be recognized for your work. And a win for one of us is a win for all of us. I don't know where I would be in my life without my wife, Megan, who has supported me and my wild ideas pretty much without question for 15 years. I love you, Megan. Thank you. Thank you to Ryan, Jordan, and Tom, and everyone at Wine Enthusiast for believing in me and believing in this story as much as I did. Thank you to so many Ukrainian friends of mine, but especially Dasha and Ihor, the man who makes the best borscht in Kyiv. Thank you for keeping me safe, first of all, but also showing me the beauty of your city, of Kyiv, of Ukraine. And thank you above all to Roman and Marina for sharing your story with me, for opening up, for trusting me. Your total devotion to Kontobas, the spirit they make, and Ukraine, I find incredibly inspirational. And I think about you almost every day because you have been through so much and your country has been through so much. Listen, I had sort of this screed planned. I think I'm going to scrap it and instead just say, I have a very special bottle of Kontobas with me that I have brought from Kyiv to Tbilisi to Milan, now to Chicago. And if anybody would like to try it right after this, please come find me. Thank you so much.
This is why you don't know if you can get to come back or not. I love it when food writing is personal, which is why I love this next category. For personal essay, here are the nominees.
Erica Berry, Orion Magazine. Angie Kang, High Country News. Ruby Tando, The New Yorker.
And the winner is Erica Berry, Orion Magazine. Is Erica here? If not, all right, we will accept this award on her behalf. Well, the only thing I love more than personal food writing is personal food writing with a recipe. For personal essay with recipes, here are the nominees.
Halle Bay Ramdeen, Bon Appetit. Dinkinish O'Connor, Saveur. Paul Richardson, Saveur.
And the award goes to Halle Bay Ramdeen. Bon app.
I thought if I was going to be up here, I was going to have a little bit more time to walk, but I'm sitting right in the front, so I didn't really do a lot of pre-thinking, but I will tell you that I have had quite a time trying to find something to wear to this. And the opportunity to try to balance figuring out something to wear and doing the everyday work of being an editor gave me a bunch of unexpected life experiences that taught me a lot about why we show up and we tell stories, regardless of what's happening in our life. Stories are our first technology. It's how we package information, we make it pleasurable, we make it truthful, we make it honest, we let it be painful, and we share it with others. The opportunity to tell my story about what it felt like to give birth and lose my mom all in the expanse of 2 years was cathartic, and it was a privilege and it was an honor. But in telling that story, it instantly created a community for me. We published that piece in Bon Appetit. It's a column that belongs to a series that was founded by Hannah Asprink called The Fourth Trimester, and it's stories about how we nourish ourselves after we've given birth. And when I published that article, I got messages from everyone else who was yearning and longing for someone that they loved. And to tell that story through food made it so personal and intimate. And I got messages everywhere from LinkedIn to Instagram to, family friends who happened to read the magazine telling me that this story resonated with them. And that was the power of this story for me. It was a hidden gift. It was healing to write it, but it instantly created a community around me of other people that know what it feels like to love and to lose someone and to step into the mystery of parenthood. And I was able to tell that story through oatmeal. So I want to say thank you to the James Beard Foundation, to everyone else that shows up and testifies and tells their stories through food. This is our art, this is our truth, and I am so privileged to be a part of it with you all. Thank you.
Okay, on to our next category. For reporting on dining and travel, here are the nominees.
Bill Addison, Los Angeles Times. Daniel Hernandez, Los Angeles Times. Francis Lamb, Condé Nast Traveler.
This is such a hard category for me. I love them all. The winner is Francis Lamb. This is so fun. Y'all know he's my editor, right?
Oh boy. Toni, I'm gonna need you to give out this award every time because the last time I got to stand up here, well, more than 3 minutes ago, it was an award that Toni handed to me as well. And for that story, it was a story about Chinatown. And for this piece, I had the incredible opportunity to go back to where my family's Chinatown story began, which was Hong Kong. Hong Kong has always been my cultural motherland, but outside of wonton noodles and places where I knew where to buy bootleg video games, I never really knew what that meant as a kid. And now that the city has undergone historic change in recent years and will never be the same, Hong Kongers themselves may not know what that means either. But I want to thank the proud Hong Kongers, the cooks, the artists, and more who are trying to make sense of it, preserving what they can of the Hong Kong that was, and are trying to make a vision for what it can still be. This story is for and because of them. 香港加油，永遠加油。And before I go, I want to say one more thing. So I'm going to give a shout out to my actual hometown tonight, New York City, where our mayor is Muslim, our bagels are Jewish, the Pope hates AI, Nixon 5!
criticism is a delicate art. Go too hard, and you might destroy the thing that you're trying to improve. Go too soft, and your target will never get better. Tonight's nominees lean more towards the constructive than the destructive. In the running for the Craig Claiborne Distinguished Criticism Award, we have
Ellen Cushing, The Atlantic. Cesar Hernandez, San Francisco Chronicle. Dara Muskowitz Grumdahl, Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine.
And the winner is absent. Ellen Cushing, The Atlantic. Ellen can't be with us, so I will gladly accept this award on her behalf.
The James Beard Awards are grateful for the hospitality of the great city of Chicago. Here to recognize the Chicago chefs responsible for tonight's menu, let's welcome Illinois Restaurant Association President and CEO, Sam Toya.
Thank you, Andrew. And thank you all for being here in Chicago, Illinois, the middle of everything. We've been hosting the James Beard Awards since 2015, and we are proud of that. Obviously, we are the middle of everything. But at the Illinois Restaurant Association is indeed proud to partner with the foundation again for this year's celebration of excellence in American cuisine and our culinary community. Our organization exists to promote Illinois as a fantastic restaurant and chefs. We are a culinary hub. You all know that. You've been coming here since 2015, yes or no? Come on, give it up for Chicago. Too much New York in here today. All right, let's take a moment for a James Beard Award tradition and recognize the chefs who together with their teams have prepared the terrific tasting reception you're gonna have after the show. You're seeing them on the screen right behind me. So let's give it up for the chefs. Come on, give it up. Thank you, and we'll see you after the party. Chicago will always be number 2 to New York, but we'll always compete with New York. So give it up for the Knicks. Let's go.
I love everyone playing it up for the blue and orange. That's great. We're rounding the final corner, people. Here to present the final batch of awards is the Emmy-nominated former editor-in-chief of both Food and Wine and Epicurious, Nilu Muhammad.
Thank you. Hi. You guys are just excited that we're almost near the end. Thank you so much, Andrew. It's an honor to be here to present the final helping of Journalism Awards. I know too well what it's like when somebody files a story late. You guys know who you are. And for those in these final categories, we are filing your awards a tiny bit late. So my apologies for that. I'll take the blame. The first award goes to those with very strong opinions about food. For food-related columns and newsletters, here are the nominees.
Shane Mitchell, Saveur. Ryan Sutton, The Low Times. Rebecca Alvey, Brian Calvert, and Lisa Held, Civil Eats.
And the winner is Ryan Sutton, The Low Times. He's jogging. He's coming. Well done with wearing sneakers.
All right, didn't expect to be up here tonight, but incredibly grateful to all of you. Wow, this is a surprise. Let me just get to it. If you want to read amazing stories about restaurant unionization efforts, and the nighttime soap operas of Taylor Sheridan, the only place I'd send you is Ravenous, a most triumphant worker-owned media collective by some of my favorite ex-Eater colleagues like Ashok Selvam, Courtney Smith, and Jaya Saxena. If you want to read Minneapolis restaurant reviews, the city has some amazing critics. But I'd also suggest you read Christy Kimball, who writes a fine newsletter called Beyond Beurre Blanc. If you want to read about the Indianapolis food scene, the first person I'd turn you to is Lavi Narayanan, a razor-sharp freelancer who knows so much about the foodways of South Asia. And if you want to know where to get great desserts in New York, you'd be remiss if you didn't read The Sweethearts by Amia Winston and Charlotte Druckmann, or Sweet City by Mahira Rivers, my amazing and inspirational co-contributing critic at the New York Times. None of these publications existed a few years ago. Some of those freelancers weren't writing about food a decade ago. And indeed, I wouldn't be up here tonight representing the Low Times if I didn't lose my full-time criticism job myself. Yeah, the state of journalism can scare us all at times, but it's these names that convince me we're all quite lucky to be living in the food media space right now. The future of food isn't just institutional, and I'm so lucky to be writing for one of those institutions. The future of food media, I truly believe this, is also independent. We should celebrate that, and the James Beard Foundation has been so great at celebrating that. So thank you again. Two quick shout outs at the end. The first to Marcela Avalar, the Mexican-born, Brooklyn-based artist whose photos and work sometimes appear at the Low Times. She also helps me with food styling. And so thank you to her. I'm so grateful and deeply grateful to know her. And finally, shout out to my good parents who are watching tonight. Love you, Mom and Dad. They fanned a flame from an early age. So many kids grow up learning how to play, I don't know, the piano. My parents let me order crazy stuff on restaurant menus. So I'll end on that. Let your kids order crazy stuff on restaurant menus, and maybe they'll grow up to become an independent food journalist one day. Cheers.
From pickles to chow fun and everything green in between, our next category is a cornucopia of excellent writing. The nominees for home cooking are
Elizabeth Mervosh, Food and Wine. Amelia Schwartz, Food and Wine. David Yu, Cooks Illustrated.
Okay, and the winner is, I really like the ASMR of opening it, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, Elizabeth Mervosh, Food and Wine. Okay, right there. I really like this gig.
Ooh, my heart is beating. I'm incredibly grateful to receive this award. Thank you to the Beard Foundation and to the team at Food and Wine for the opportunity. Cheryl Slocum, thank you for your guidance on this feature. And of course, I want to give the biggest shout out to my friends and colleagues at the Food Studios in Birmingham. The Food Studios is a little honey hole of culinary magic, and they are a joy to cook with every day. Of course, thank you to my family right there, and particularly my mom. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you so much.
Now, for those who ask the hard questions wherever they go, the nominees for investigative reporting are
Ted Genoese, Michael Hudson, Derek Kravitz, and Theodore Ross. Food and Environment Reporting Network, Consumer Reports, and The Guardian. Ted Genoese, Food and Environment Reporting Network, and Mother Jones. Robert Lopez, Capital and Maine, and Los Angeles Times.
And the winner is Robert Lopez, Capital and Maine, and Los Angeles Times.
Well, first of all, I didn't prepare anything, so I'm a little surprised to be up here, but
very grateful. Congratulations to all the finalists and winners tonight in all the categories. Just amazing journalism that we've been seeing. I want to give a shout out to my wife, Nancy, who's here, who's been my soundboard throughout this 2-year investigation. She's a journalist and an author, so without her, you know, I wouldn't have had, really was hard to tell how bad things were after hearing all these stories of wage theft, pesticide exposure, you know, working in the heat, extreme heat without shade and water. I mean, it got to a point where I didn't really know how bad it really was because I just kept hearing these stories repeatedly, you know, over months, over 2 years. And so it was good to have someone to sort of bring some perspective for me because I was really losing it. And, you know, I'm an investigative reporter because I want to shine a light on things that are not right, and hopefully they'll make things better. And within weeks of my stories being published, the state of California announced a series of programs and initiatives to protect underage farm workers in California. So that was a good thing. Thank you. That's why we do journalism. And as an independent journalist, I also have to thank my funders. James Hassine, my editor, and the McGraw Center for Business Journalism at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at City University of New York, where I'm a fellow, the Fund for Investigative Journalism, and the California Community Health Foundation. Without them, this project would not have seen the light of day. And of course, I want to thank Capital and Maine and the Los Angeles Times. It was a great collaboration. So thank you all tonight, and talk to you all later.
They say a picture speaks 1,000 words, and the nominees in this category give the writers among us a run for our money. The nominees for narrative photography are
Cedric Angeles and Alex Lau, Food and Wine. David Bacon, Civil Eats. Monica Herndon, The Philadelphia Inquirer.
And the winner is Monica Herndon, The Philadelphia Inquirer.
Hi, I am a photographer, not a writer, so this will be brief. It's such an honor to be here tonight. I want to thank the James Beard Foundation for honoring this work. I'm a daily newspaper photographer, and I never imagined I would get to tell stories like this. So first, I have to thank the elders of Iniktuak for allowing me into their community and letting me tell their story about their traditions. I have to thank the filmmaker Kirk French that we followed along up there, my reporting partner Craig Laban, my boss at the Philadelphia Inquirer Denise Keenan, who's here tonight, my photo editor Jasmine Goldvan, and my family and friends for supporting me along the way. Thank you, it's truly an honor.
A good profile is like a good restaurant meal. It should be slightly virtuous, slightly naughty, and extra dishy. The nominees for profile are
Christina Cook, Civil Eats. Brett Martin, GQ. Sitara Ranasinghe, Cake Zine.
And the winner is Sitara Ranasinghe, Cake Zine. Is Sitara here with us? Has anyone seen Sitara? If not, I'm taking this home. No, just kidding. I will accept this award on their behalf.
The final category is named after the author of How to Cook a Wolf and with bold knife and fork. That's not Stephen King. This year's nominees for the MFK Fisher Distinguished Writing Award are
Hannah Agrin, Midwest Living. Lauren Collins, The New Yorker. Michael Oates Palmer, The Bitter Southerner.
And the winner is Lauren Collins, The New Yorker. Lauren couldn't be with us tonight, so we're going to accept on her behalf. And that, my friends, I hope we're applauding for Lauren. And that, my friends, concludes this year's James Beard Media Awards. Congratulations to all of the nominees, to all of the winners. Take lots of pictures tonight, and who knows, next year you might win for Best Narrative Photography. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening and see you next year.